Hello, everyone. My name is Shawn Robert Johnson, and this right here is me talking to the men, right? Talking about the many men that never say things out loud. A lot of men are carrying weight nobody else sees, pressures to provide, pressures to lead, pressure to stay strong, even when mentally exhausted, pressure to figure out life while everybody else depends on them. Many men wake up every day already mentally tired before the day even begins. They carry responsibilities quietly. They believe they have no choice. They have to pay the bills. Children need their guidance. Families need their support. Work still demands energy, and society often expects men to keep functioning no matter what they are emotionally carrying. Some men are silently fighting depression, trauma, fear, failure, regret, and anxiety, loneliness. Some are carrying pain from childhood. Some are carrying shame from mistakes they made years ago. Some are carrying heartbreak they never talked about to anyone. Some are emotionally drained from trying to survive. The dangerous part is that many men have become so used to suffering silently that they no longer even recognize how heavy life has become for them. Society often teaches men to suppress emotions instead of processing them. Men are told to man up, deal with it, or stay tough and never cry. And we need healing too. We can't continue to ignore this pain. This hidden pain eventually shows itself somewhere. It can show up through anger, emotional distance, addiction, depression, self destruction, burnout, isolation, or unhealthy decisions. Some men become emotionally disconnected from people they love because they never learned how to express what they feel. Some stop believing anybody truly cares about what they are carrying internally, and many men feel like they must suffer privately because vulnerability has been mistaken for weakness. But the truth is this. Carrying pain for years does not make a man stronger. Sometimes it only makes him more exhausted. So, this presentation is for every man who feels emotionally tired, mentally drained, spiritually frustrated, or financially overwhelmed. This is for the men trying to stay strong while silently breaking inside. This is for the men who feel pressure every day but rarely hear anyone else say that it'll be okay. And I want every man listening to understand this. You are not weak because life has been heavy. You are only human. And I get it. We go through so much. We go through so much. So many men spend their entire lives trying to appear strong for everybody else. Strong for their children, strong for their partner, strong for their parents, strong at work, strong in public, strong in difficult situations. But behind that strength is often stress, exhaustion, anxiety, disappointment, emotional pain, and internal battles nobody sees. A man can smile publicly, but inside we just continue to hold that thing in. We don't want nobody to see it because men become so focused on surviving that they never stop paying attention to their emotional health completely. They continue functioning while mentally overwhelmed because they believe stopping would make them look weak or reliable. We as men are praised for what we produce, not for who we are emotionally. People notice when a man succeeds financially. People notice when a man performs professionally, but very few people stop to ask how is he doing mentally or emotionally. And over time, many men begin believing their value only exists in what they can provide for others. That mindset becomes dangerous because what when a man struggles financially, emotionally, or mentally, they begin feeling worthless instead of simply human. Some men carry childhood wounds into adulthood without ever addressing them. They grow up without emotional support, positive guidance, or healthy examples of manhood. Some were taught that crying was a weakness. Some were taught to suppress emotions instead of to communicate them. Some learned survival before they ever learned emotional healing. And as a result, many men become emotionally guarded, not because they do not feel deeply, but because they learn to hide what they feel. The truth is, many strong men are emotionally exhausted. They are tired of pretending. They are tired of carrying responsibilities alone. They are tired of feeling like nobody notices when they are struggling. And one of the most dangerous things men do is suffer in silence because they think vulnerability makes them weak. But real strength is honesty. Real strength is self awareness. Real strength is being mature enough to admit when something hurts emotionally instead of hiding pain, pride, anger, distraction, silence, because strength without healing eventually becomes emotional exhaustion. We try to hide behind strength so much as men. Many of us as men often carry all these things. Many men fail. Many men feel like failure is not an option because people depend on them. That pressure can become overwhelming over time. A man may feel pressure to succeed financially while privately struggling emotionally. He may feel pressure to protect everybody else while having nobody he feels safe to talk to himself. Some men are silently terrified of disappointing their families. Some fear become unsuccessful. Some fear not being respected. Some fear being seen as weak. And many men, we are carrying years of eternal pressure while pretending we are perfectly fine. Pressure changes people. Some men become emotionally unavailable because they no longer know how to communicate what they feel. Some become angry because frustration has nowhere healthy to go. Some isolate themselves because they do not want others seeing them struggle. Others numb themselves through addiction, through distractions, through unhealthy relationships, overworking, or destruction habits because they never learn how to process pain properly. And unfortunately, society often notices a man only after he breaks down publicly, instead of while he is silently struggling privately. Men are expected to endure enormous emotional pressure while receiving very little emotional support. Many men were never taught how to talk about emotions in healthy ways. So instead of expressing pain, we suppress it. Instead of asking for help, we suffer silently. Instead of healing, we distract ourselves. But bottled up emotions do not disappear. Eventually, suppressed pain begins affecting decision making, relationships, self worth, peace of mind, and overall mental health. Some men lose themselves trying to survive emotionally without support, and many men secretly feel alone even while surrounded by people. I know personally how dangerous bottled emotions can become. Silence can destroy confidence, peace, relationships, and purpose. This is why us as men need spaces where honesty is respected and healing is normalized. Men need environments where they can speak honestly without immediately being judged, mocked, or dismissed. Because emotional healing should not be considered weakness, it should be considered wisdom. We need to be there for each other and get through the silent pressures that we are facing at times. And one of the strongest things a man can do is heal. Healing requires accountability, though. Healing requires honesty. Healing requires courage. It takes courage to face trauma instead of hiding from it. It takes courage to admit pain exists. It takes courage to confront addictions, angers, insecurity, emotional wounds, disappointment, and mistakes honestly. Many men spend years avoiding healing because they believe being emotionally vulnerable makes them less masculine. But pretending nothing hurts us does not make pain disappear. Unhealed pain usually resurfaces somewhere else, sometimes through anger, sometimes through damaged relationships, sometimes through depression, sometimes through addiction, sometimes through emotional detachment. Healing is not about pretending you never struggled. Healing is about refusing to let pain continue controlling your future. A healed man, we're going to communicate differently. We're going to handle conflict differently. We're going to lead differently. We're going to become emotionally healthier, not only for ourselves, but also for the people connected to us. Healing protects our future because unhealed pain often gets passed down into families, relationships, and children. And then our children learn emotional behavior from what they witness. If us as men never learn healthy emotional habits, unhealthy cycles often repeat themselves generation after generation. And when we finally heal, we change more than ourselves. We change the emotional environment around us. A healed man becomes a better father, a better husband, mentor, friend, and leader. Healing also requires, like I said, accountability. So we must acknowledge mistakes honestly without allowing those mistakes to permanently to define us. Growth begins when excuses stop and self-awareness begins. And accountability is not humiliation, it is maturity. So us as men who heals emotionally become stronger eternally, wiser and healthier spiritually. Healing is not a weakness. So us as men have to get that out of our minds that healing is a weakness because it's not. See, life taught me that no matter how broken things become, growth is still possible. Men can rebuild, men can mature, men can evolve through painful seasons. Growth does not happen accidentally. Growth requires discipline. Growth requires reflection. Growth requires painful honesty with yourself. Many men want change without self-examination, but transformation begins internally before it appears externally. Sometimes painful experiences become the very thing that forces a man to mature emotionally. Adversity teaches lessons comfort never could. Hard seasons often reveal weaknesses, habits, emotional wounds, and thinking patterns that need healing. And while pain is difficult, pain can also develop wisdom if a man chooses growth instead of bitterness. Your worst moment does not have to define the rest of your life. One mistake does not erase your worth. One failure does not erase your purpose. One painful chapter does not determine your entire future. Many successful, respected, and impactful men once went through seasons where they felt broken, ashamed, lost, or uncertain about their future. But growth happens when a man decides to stop running from responsibilities and start building a healthier version of himself. That growth may involve education, counseling, mentorship, faith, discipline, accountability, emotional maturity. Sometimes growth means learning patience. Sometimes it means learning humility. Sometimes it means learning self control. Sometimes it means learning how to forgive yourself and move forward. Growth also requires consistency. A man cannot heal overnight through the years of emotional pain that they have endured. Every healthy decision matters that we make as men. Every honest conversation matters. Every moment of disciplines matters. And our transformation is possible when we decide we are no longer wanting to remain mentally and emotionally and physically stuck in the same place that we were in. It's when we choose to grow. Listen, pain can either destroy you or develop you. I say this a lot because everything I survived eventually became part of my message. And many men need to understand this clearly. Your pain does not automatically disqualify you from your purpose. In fact, sometimes your greatest struggles is what's going to help another man get through his. As men, we believe our mistakes permanently define us sometimes. Some of us carry guilt for years. Some of us carry shame from past decisions. Some of us believe we ruined our future beyond repair. But your past does not cancel your future. Your life still has value. Your story still matters. Your experiences, even painful ones, can still produce wisdom, growth, and leadership. Some of the strongest voices helping others today are people who once struggled deeply themselves. Pain often creates compassion. People who have survived difficult seasons also understand suffering in ways others cannot. And sometimes the things men are most ashamed of eventually become the testimony that helps somebody else heal. Growth and avoid destruction, right? We want to continue to live in our purpose. Every day is another opportunity to rebuild our life. another opportunity to make healthier choices, another opportunity to become a better father or a better leader or a better husband or a better man just in general. No matter what life has looked like before today, growth is still possible moving forward. And many of us men, we need to hear this. I need to tell you, you are more than your worst decision. You are more than your failures. You are more than your trauma. And you still have a purpose in life that's going to come from the pain that you went through. So, to every man listening to this, you do not have to carry everything alone. Real men grow. Real men heal. Real men lead with integrity. Real men take accountability. Real men seek peace instead of pretending pain does not exist. Strength is not silence. Strength is growth. Strength is emotional maturity. Strength is having the courage to confront what hurts instead of hiding behind our pride, behind our anger, behind our emotional walls. So no matter what you have been through, everything in your life still matters, bro. Everything. So I want all the men listening to this who have spent years carrying invisible emotional weight while believing nobody cared, but you still struggle. I want you to know that healing is possible. You don't have to remain trapped by your past or by your trauma or by your mistakes or by your pain forever. Like I said, every day we get another opportunity to change. And our healing may not change in a moment. It takes time. But it might not only change our life, it may change the life of our family, our children, our relationships, and generations connected to us. My name is Shawn Robert Johnson, and thank you for listening to my message. You can follow me on all of the social media platforms, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and I appreciate you. Let's continue to keep saving souls one at a time.